Hello everyone, so I'm going to be showing you Proxy, which I hope is a decent way to get the idea across to you. So let's just begin. So when students play the game, they'll first see this login screen as they kind of open the game up. And the idea is that from here that they can kind of log into the game by connecting to their teacher. They could alternatively play offline, but we're not going to focus on that really for now. So I'm going to log in by connecting to my account Educator, which is a teacher's account I made. And my account is student. Okay, so I'm going to press 1, 2, 3, 4 as my password. Very secure. So let's log in. So when you open up the game, you'll see this general menu. And if I click new game, if I log into a teacher, you'll kind of be presented with worlds. We'll see in a moment how teachers can actually make multitude of worlds. So I'm going to log into this teacher's world. And the first thing you'll notice is if we look to our left, you'll see a task here that says equip your attack module. So this is a demonstration of the kind of tasks that teachers can give to their students. We'll see how we can do that in a moment. So if I hover my mouse over here, you'll see I can give extra description of fix your attack module by equipping to equip it by modifying it. So let me press tab, and this is where I see kind of my game's general inventory. So I can go ahead and equip parts, for instance, if I want gamifying this thing more and it actually changes how strong my robot is. But let's go ahead and actually concentrate on these modules. So if we close this quickly, you'll see there that it said equip your attack module. Well, here's an attack module over here. The idea behind this is that you could send students broken code that they then have to fix, which obviously becomes a very meaningful exercise. This is a working module in this case, so if I go ahead and equip it, you'll see that it just says task complete, equipped your attack module. And I can actually see here that it's not complete in this view as well. So what do these things look like? Well, let's open them up. And they are actual code. So we can see here that this is pure Java code, and people can program in this. Of course, what if someone doesn't know programming? Because this is supposed to educate students. So what happens when they just started? Well, you can open this block editor, which converts to and from Java. So if I, for instance, drag this block down here and go back, you'll see there that it's missing, that it's moved this piece of code here. And I can, of course, move it back up, which is cool. So let's go ahead and equip this module. And if you want, we can actually look inside this module as well, which is a lot more complicated. And this would be a good time to point out that this block editor actually simplifies the English of these pieces of code as well. But it still forces the students to look at the code, because of course you have to go through the code to get to the block editor and back. So we can see here how it says for int blah 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 blah. If I open this up, you'll see it simplifies it a lot by saying for every direction around robot. You'll also notice that this phrase doesn't actually appear on the left here, which is the stuff that you can use. So this is kind of a demonstration of how I can put predefined phrases but not let the students use them, which means that the students won't really be able to program everything in the block editor. It's just a general tool to help them get started. So let's go ahead and equip both our modules here. And I'm going to go find a nice open space to start a fight. So if I press J here, I'm just going to spawn an enemy to come attack me. This is good for demonstrations. And you'll see here we're going to kick right into the fight. So I'm going to press tab here for a moment, or maybe just run closer to the robot. So you'll see here that it's got a blue bar above its head. That is energy in this game. And the idea behind that is that code uses energy. So for instance, if you remember here that this attack logic was very simple, that's why it's light blue. And it also means it uses less energy. This on the other hand is orange, which means it's going to use more energy. Again, it looks more complicated. So the idea is that students have to be clever with how they write code. They have to write efficient code. So that's the idea behind this whole energy thing. So let's go ahead and continue fighting. Perhaps, for instance, I may want to swap modules around. Well, what happens if I do that? So just a demonstration of this concept. If I unequip a run logic, you'll see this robot doesn't run, but he attacked when he got near. That was because I unequipped the run logic, but the attack logic was still equipped, which I think is very cool. And that's kind of a general idea of how the game works. So I've been talking about how teachers kind of can connect to their students. Well, let's see how that actually looks. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my educators portal here. And this is what teachers will see. So I'm going to log in with the account educator, and I'll type in 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And this is a general idea of what they see. The students section is empty at the moment, but this is where teachers will be able to create new students and view their stats. So I can click worlds. And this is where teachers can create their own new world. So you'll remember, if you were noticing, that this teacher's world is called teacher's world. So let's open that up. And this is the kind of general view that the teachers see. So I can click on this, and I can move the camera around, and I could perhaps enter new things into the world. So I could perhaps put a tree stump and just drop that in, or I could put new tiles, etc. And yeah, from this, teachers can create their own world. More interestingly though is down here, where I give teachers a very simple system to actually program stuff in this world. So you can see this thing saying new task dot set objective, equip your attack module, dot set description, fix your attack module by to equip it by modifying it, and then I give a way to complete this task by complete by equipping module basic attack logic. So this really demonstrates to you how there is a fundamental connection between the student and teacher, and it also means that the teachers can give their students activities, which is a very important concept. And anyway, that's kind of a general idea of how Proxy works. I hope that this kind of helps, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to send me a message.